Hey guys. It's been a while. What's an intro I can do? Hi, I'm Kisha, and this is my legacy. How do we feel about it? Do we notice anything different? Do we notice anything? New background, yes, of course. Well, the change is on the inside, guys. So I definitely look forward to sharing this with you because a lot has happened since June of last year. Can you believe it's been that long? Well, on YouTube, it's been that long. Actually, I've been gaining some popularity over on a known app, TikTok. Yes, I've gained popularity over at TikTok, following me going viral, telling my story about everything I've done in regards to getting my stepfather locked up for the sexual abuse I endured. That is going to be what I want to talk to you guys about today, because with me returning to YouTube, I definitely have some changes I want to make so that I can sustain having a presence over here, because I definitely enjoy the support that I get on all my platforms. And I'm so thankful that you guys stuck around to wait for me to come back. But let's get into why I've been gone, okay? Took a brave girl to try. Okay, so, why did I leave YouTube? Well, a second. Well, I left because although I wanted to share my story on a platform and encourage others to seek healing, justice against their perpetrators if they have endured any trauma, the way I was doing it was very triggering for me. It seemed as if me getting this information out took precedent over my own internal healing. And the whole process of doing a YouTube video in itself is a lot. From the editing, having to rewatch my own video, perfecting it the way I see fit before I, put it out publicly. It was a lot. And I'm not ashamed to say I just wasn't ready. I was not ready to tell my story in the way that was healthy for me. And again, I'm so thankful that you guys are still subscribed and are waiting for this moment where I came back, right? So I did want to get into what needed to happen before I came back. And that's what's changed since the last time I've recorded. Is that I had to go through an internal healing. And when I say that, it's like therapy played a big part in where I am today, because I do receive therapy through Pittsburgh Action Against Rape, which is PAR. My therapist is still amazing working with me. We've actually completed my CPT round of therapy, and we're moving on to the next module or the next part of my therapy process. And I am so excited. Also, I had to make some changes in my personal life. A lot can happen with therapy, attending and listening and doing the steps, but there was more outside of therapy that I just really had to take a hold of. Because there's only but so much you can do within an hour's time, So for me, it was the limiting beliefs I had. I had to cut those out, in a way that I ended up coming to that place, unfortunately, was the thought of suicide. I talked about this on TikTok. And from those of you who are from TikTok, thank you for coming over. But yes, The last time I had thoughts of wanting to commit suicide was before I went and sought help in learning that I could go after my stepfather for what he had done to me criminally. And in that moment, then it was, well, who are they for me to want to remove myself from my children's life, right? Which was a great question to ask myself in that moment. Because when you think of no longer being here, it's really just based on what you're not, what you cannot, what you could not have done. It's just a bunch of negatives instead of, the positives in regards to what your life could be for you. And that would be my advice to anyone. And I can make another video, and I probably am go and make a video in regards to that situation that I had and the realization that I did come to. Now, my most recent thoughts of suicide, it was about, I feel as if in learning the things that were quote unquote wrong with me, because all my life I had survived, okay? So the anxiety that I felt on a day-to-day basis was normal to me. The bouts of depression where I would go into my shell and disappear off the map from anyone that cared about me for weeks or months at a time, that was normal for me. It was a part of my cycle, not wanting to be around people, having social anxiety, being in my own shell, not really reaching out for help and things of that nature were all based off me trying to survive, because internally I was dealing with so much, including my own negative thoughts, to where anything extra in my life was just too much for me to deal with. And being able to keep up with commitments was difficult, and being organized was difficult. And what I've been noticing is that I started to have or adapt a victim mindset. And what I mean by that is, how they say, woe is me? Yeah, I was woeing me, all right? I was woeing me, okay? It got to the point where I noticed behavior changes in myself to where it was just like I was always trying to numb something. I do have a medical marijuana card, but the amount of money I was starting to spend on it was getting ridiculous. So I noticed there was a pattern with that. I noticed that my weight began to get out of control for me, which caused another cycle of depression, eating too much, gaining the weight, looking at the weight, getting depressed, eating some more, had to change that as well. But with that victim mindset, it kept me in a place of being below my potential. I was my own worst enemy. So the thoughts that crossed my mind that time of wanting to commit suicide was the fact of, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'll never be enough. So why am I here? Why am I trying so hard? Why am I doing this? The thought that pulled me out of there was, there has to be something greater for me that I am not seeing or I'm not applying myself to. And it was just like understanding what limiting beliefs were changed the game for me, because I was the only one standing in my way. And it's just like, when it came to my children, it was, well, who am I going to trust to raise my children but me? Yes, they have family, but I know what it's like not to have a mother. Why would I do that to my children? They did nothing. They did nothing. So I changed my thought process. I began to work with talking to myself. Now, I'm the friend that when people come to me or just even in conversation, I am always lifting them up. I'm giving them or suggesting to them different routes how to look at situations that they may be dealing with. When it came to myself, I always talked negatively. And it was just like, if I could tell my friend, hey, insert something positive, even if they were telling me something that I was doing myself, I would tell them to talk to themselves as if they were talking to me. And when I heard myself tell my friend this, I'm like, well, why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you doing that? So I started to do that. I started to talk to myself, talk into myself, speak life into myself. The thoughts still come. I'm not saying I've perfected this, but what I'm saying is from that moment, it clicked for me. I no longer had that victim mentality anymore. It was just like, yeah, bad things have happened to me. But the strongest thing I can do is be there for myself. I did not know what kind of woman I was. I did not know what kind of woman I wanted to be. But in talking to myself and then seeking out other opportunities, like on TikTok, there's tons of people who create content in regards to mental illness. And there's one account, which when I find it, I'll link it, where she speaks about codependency. When I tell you, okay, explosion in my head, because in a lot of the things that she spoke about, I was doing. I never thought I was codependent at all or had codependent nature. Being as though I was so hyper independent, right? I had no one to depend on. I take care of my kids. It's just been that way. I'm the breadwinner. I pay the bills. I take care of everything, right? But codependency isn't that. It really isn't. Like, I noticed that I was doing self-pleasing when I didn't even notice. Like, I would shrink myself to make other people feel okay. And through my inner work, I realized that is not okay. That is not okay to do. And please believe I'm going to share all of this with you, because that's where the change is going to come with my channel, okay? I decided to get back in the gym. I would always go into the gym, but it was always for the wrong reasons, right? This go around, and I've been going since September, and I'm very proud of myself. I have started to go for my mental, because I did notice whenever I did have thoughts of suicide that I wasn't doing anything productive with myself. I wasn't putting life into me, okay? So by working out, for me, it's just a moment for myself. I'm sure people have other things they like to do. That for me was where it is. And being creative, which is why I'm back. Because I enjoy making videos and I enjoy giving out information to those who want to receive it, okay? So where is this channel going? I am looking to provide my viewers, my lovely subscribers, information on what this process is like and what it's been like. So you guys can see how everything connects in the work that I'm doing, because there has to be a cause and effect, right? And I just want to educate you all on healthy ways to overcome your trauma and to change your thinking, okay? I hope you guys are just as excited as I am for where this channel is about to go. Because when I tell you, I've been voice recording ideas, I've been writing them down, because they tend to come when I'm trying to go to sleep. And 4:30 gets to coming really fast, okay? I hope you guys are just as excited as I am for where this channel is about to go, okay? So until my next video, bye.